my beautiful people, my sexy summer babies. Let's talk about your card for the month ahead. Leo, let's start with you beautiful lions. Shaman of Wands, King of Wands. Okay, we talked about this. Whatever came up a few weeks ago is probably resonating in your life right now. It's this basic tension between the part of me that is fiery and free and wild and untamable and wants to do whatever the F I want, and the part of me that is wise and entrenched in a community and responsible for the world around me, and feels deeply, deeply the responsibility that comes with being one who is in charge. The Shaman of Wands is confident and sexy and free and needs to make peace with the role of authority that they play in the world, that they have ascended to. That is going to be up for you, Leo. It also just feels like, I don't know, it feels good. It feels like you're going to have a good month, and enjoy it. Enjoy the power and the heat and the power and the heat. That feels really good. You feel like you're in your element, feeling strong and free and brave, and enjoy that. Virgo, you got the Priestess of Wands, which means you have the King and the Queen of Wands right next to each other, you two wild people. Virgo, watch out if you hang out with a Leo. That could get sexy really fast. But the Priestess of Wands is exactly what we said about the Queen of Wands. So she is awesome. She's a little bit of a handful, but we like her. She is the one who calls down the moon, who embraces her lioness and moves through the world that way. Virgo, I want you to imagine that you are the mighty lioness, that you are the queen of your pride, the queen of the fire. How would you move? What would you do? How would you enter space? How would you make choices? I want you to really think about what I said about this question of no. The question of no is a full sentence. Where do you need to wield that more fully to allow yourself to kind of incubate in your own warmth, in your own heat? It feels like that's going to be the question. Recognize no as an invitation for you to enjoy yourself more. Where might that show up? Libra, 10 of Wands. Okay, Libra, 10 of Wands is a card of burden. Let's just say it. Let's just say what it is. But it's a burden that's a self-imposed burden. So when you have the 10 of Wands, there's this idea that you have to keep your fire, that you have to keep the wands in order. And if you don't keep it together, everything will fall apart. If you don't keep it together, you will never have another passionate moment, creative moment, inspiring moment. And the 10 of Wands is a figure hunched over with all of these heavy wands. And the idea is for you to open your hands and let it all go. Let it all go. What are you trying to wrestle into submission? You don't need to wrestle your own heat, your own fire into submission. We have 3 Wands cards in a row, by the way, for those of you keeping track at home. The 10 of Wands is learn how to carry your load differently. And there's that idea, right? It's not the load you carry, it's how you carry it. The 10 of Wands, something about the way you're carrying it isn't working for you. And instead of freaking out, sorry, but that's the word that came through. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Just open your hands and see what happens if you let it all go for a moment. The world wouldn't end and you would still make your way, because wands fly free. Wands don't stagnate. And the only way wands stagnate is when we hold on to them too tightly. So we practice releasing. We practice trusting our fire, trusting our flame, trusting our passion, trusting it to stay lit and alive as long as we are lit and alive. Okay, cool. Scorpio, 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles is the card of work. So you might have your hands busy this month, and that's okay. The 8 of Pentacles is a real sense of success and mastery and enjoyment. The 8 of Pentacles is like, I know what I'm doing, and I am really enjoying it. I'm fully engrossed and absorbed in my work. Yeah, so we all know I'm Scorpio, and it makes me think of what I have ahead of me in the month ahead, and it feels really right. So letting yourself be where you are. When you're washing the dishes, wash the dishes. When you're at work, be at work. This sense of community and presence with whatever your hands are doing, with whatever your body is doing, is going to lead you to success and lead you to that 8 energy, which is the strength card we were just talking about, right? We're just saying the strength card is 8 energy. That is this energy of as above, so below, this idea of endless inspiration cycling back into the world, right? How spirit and earth meet each other over and over again and create in that place. It's really lovely. I love that for you. 8 of discs. I love that for me. 8 of discs. Okay, Sagittarius, 2 of Wands. Speaking of holding our wand energy, the Two of Wands is learning to hold it, and it can be a little bit awkward. One of the key notes in the Rider-Waite Two of Wands card is that he has his wands like bolted into the wall. And some people say the wands are bolted into the wall because he doesn't know how to hold them or what to do with them. Some say they're bolted into the wall because he's afraid they'll fly away. I'm going to say it for the maybe 1,000th time, but it like has to kind of bear repeating. Our sexuality, our inspiration, our creativity, these are not things that we are meant to bind, to hold, to trap, to keep. They are things that are meant to travel through our bodies, through the world, and co-create together with what we discover, with what our fire discovers in the world. What inspires you? You won't run out of inspiration, I promise you. And if you feel like you will run out of inspiration, I want you to go back and listen to what I said about the Devil card. Addiction is the narrowing of what brings us pleasure. This world is pumping, thrumping, singing alive with life, with pleasure, with inspiration. You have only to connect with it inside of you to see it manifested and glimmering in all the places around you. So if you feel like your inspiration is tight, I want you to also open your hands like Virgo. Open your hand. I'm sorry, not like Virgo, like Libra. Like Libra, open your hands. What will happen if you let this fire fly free? And the fire could be temper. The fire could be sexuality, passion, desire. Again, what would happen if you just watch that, observe that, were curious about the pure spark that is trying to emerge from that? Just watch it, see what happens. I think you'd be surprised. Two of Wands is like, I don't trust my fire. It doesn't always get read that way, but it's showing up here like that for me. I don't trust my fire, and part of your lesson in August is going to be, but you should. But you should. You really should. That is what we're working with. We're working with this idea of trusting our desires as the divine pushing its way up through our body to experience this earthly moment that we're all living in. Okay, good luck. Aquarius, is that right? Nope, Capricorn. I didn't forget you. Capricorn, Five of Cups. So Five of Cups is not the easiest energy. It is a little bit, no, it is the card of grief. And the Five of Cups is the fact that grief takes the time it takes. So in August, if you are shifting, if things are moving around you, and you find yourself grieving what was, that is okay. Grief takes the time it takes, and no one can tell you how to grieve or what to grieve or when you should be done or when it should be over or when it should be better, how it should look, how it should feel. I will say that my mom passed away, I guess it will be 2 years in December. I think in the past few weeks, I think part of my July alchemy was realizing just how devastated I've been. And if you had asked me a year ago, I would have been like, yeah, I'm grieving and I'm heartbroken and I miss her every day. But I didn't realize how deeply it was driving my behavior and affecting who I was and how I was out in the world, and particularly impacting how I was contracting away from the world. I think from just so much sadness and so much fear about losing someone so important to you, someone that brought you so much joy. I had this feeling like I don't want to lose anybody else. And I think I was behaving from that place. No one gets to judge that. No one gets to tell you that's right or wrong, right? That was my experience of grief. So that's a big one. Like, that's a big one. But grief shows up for us in big and small ways all of the time. And there's something about this Five of Cups that's like, just honor what you are grieving. And I promise you, when you are complete, when you feel at ease, or maybe even interwoven with your grief, there's also great joy. There's a lot to be happy about. And we often don't give ourselves permission for grief and joy to intermingle, to exist concurrently. And I think that might be part of what you're dealing with in the month ahead of Capricorn. So it's okay to grieve, and it's okay to also look forward. It's okay to be in both of those places at the same time. You are a capable, dynamic creature, and you can be more than one thing at once. Aquarius, Daughter of Discs. Page of Discs. Okay, so this feels like someone, something, somehow, the world handing you new opportunities around money, around your body, around food, around possessions. There's some way in which you are receiving in August. Receive and give yourself patience and time to get to know whatever you are receiving. Don't rush this. This comes back to what I was saying about no. I want you to feel this idea of whatever you're receiving, what if you allow it to take its time unfurling? Have you ever seen a fern? Like, you know what, like ferns when they unfold, have you seen that when they're, I forget what they're called, called something when they're all curled up? and then they unfurl and they're like fully formed, but you wouldn't see that. And something so beautiful about watching that unfurling, that feels like it's around for you. This idea of, let's just be patient while this unfurls. Let's watch this new thing and be with it without forcing it or finding a place for it or figuring out what it means. Like, let's just watch this unfurl. There's something I'm feeling in the pentacle, and I keep feeling it like blossoming open. So just be with the bud of this pentacle and watch it bloom, watch it show up for you. I think that's going to be a really cool experience if you allow yourself to have it this month. Pisces, 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups has a lot to do with illusion, has a lot to do with delusion, has a lot to do with us finding our way back to our heart, finding our way back to what truly satisfies us and what we truly desire. 7 of Cups is always this kind of classic conversation around, are you satisfied by what you've built? Are you satisfied with what you've attained? And if you're not, whose wishes were you going after? Whose dreams were you trying to attain? And I would tie this back to that 10 of Pentacles week we had like last week or the week before, where this idea of we don't really realize how much of our community, our culture, our family story we carry with us into the future. So we think we create from what we've known, and what we've known is a story that is told. And so we create from this place, then we get there and we're like, oh wait, I actually don't feel that great. This is not really what I wanted. And the world's looking at you and saying, oh, but you did it. Look at this. So great. You did it. You have all the things. And you're like, do I have all the things? So Pisces, just like allow this kind of, again, your different curiosity, but also curiosity around what desire is revealing to you about who you really are and what's really yours. Again, thinking about this base energy, this idea of the devil and strength, alchemizing this base energy into something pure, something that's yours. That feels like it's part of your journey this month. Aries, Empress. Aries, listen, I think what did you have last month? You have a lot of pleasure going on. The Empress is going to ask you to stay still in this really juicy way. If the Empress energy coming up with the devil and the strength says there is something about you realizing power of your desires. The Empress needs do nothing. She just is, and the world meets her. The world is created around her. Take that energy this month. There's something about getting to know your feminine, magnetic, sensual energy and really honoring what that means, honoring the divinity in that, honoring the sacred quality of that, being in devotion to that in yourself and in the world. This could be about you. This could be about another person. This literally could be about the earth. There's something about this that feels bigger than your body, but has to do with a deeper appreciation for the divine feminine, for the abundance, for Pachamama, for the earth. Okay, cool, Aries. You've had like a wild run. I like it. Taurus, the world. Taurus, major endings in August. The world is the completion of the major arcana. It is the last card in the cycle. It says to me that you are crossing a threshold in which things will not be the same. And like I said before, honor what has come before you. Honor what is ending. Do not just glide into the new beginning. Take stock, take notice, have gratitude, have presence with what is ending, and maybe consider making ceremony around it. It's okay to sit in that space for a little while. This is a perfect example of that empty room, that empty space. Like whatever ends, let it end, and then allow there to be a little bit of a pause, maybe an uncomfortably long pause between when you end and when you begin again. That would 100% be the advice for this month. But in any case, there's something coming to completion, to closure, and I have a feeling it's going to feel like a real celebration for you. So congrats. Gemini, the moon. Okay, Gemini, dream work for you. I assign you dream work this month, and I assign you a connection to what you think about desire, what the women around you have taught you about desire, what the women in your family say about desire, and what about that aligns with you and feels like it's good for you and feels like it's aligned with what you feel, and what needs to grow and change. There can be this thing that we do where we feel like, especially, in a female line or in a male line, if you're a woman or a man, or in some way you're identifying with a line of people that come before you. When we change, when we grow, when we evolve, when we reach for more, we can feel like we've abandoned we're somehow abandoning people, the people that have come before us. We're somehow negating their love and who they were because we are choosing to move beyond that. And I would just say, in speaking for all of your ancestors and all the people that come before you, because I'm allowed to do that, that's not the way it works. That we, in the Barbie movie, had she say it, right? We mothers stand still so that our daughters can see how far we've come. That's your energy this month, Gemini. So be with that in the dream space, be with that in nonlinear, be with that in artwork. There's something really beautiful evolving within you and evolving within your understanding around desire and strength and satisfaction and pleasure that is going to expand what's existed before in your family line. And that feels pretty cool. Cancer, Priestess of Cups. Okay, Cancer, that is like your wheelhouse. The Queen of Cups, that's where you live. That is a quiet energy, and it is a deep energy, and it is a solitary energy. So you might be out in the world, but there's something about August that is asking you to go inward, go down into the depths of the ocean, the waters, whatever that means to you. If you feel what I said before about strength and the devil reminding us that the divine comes up from the ground as well, I want you to imagine the divine lives deep in the waters as well. There's something about the Queen of Cups that she has a secret treasure. It's the only cup that's closed in the tarot. It's the only cup that has a top on it. And there's something that some mystery that she's working out. So Gemini and Cancer, both of you are in this kind of mysterious space. And it feels like maybe a little bit of a continuation of how was happening in July. But there seems to be some joy, some kind of like, I don't know, kind of like titillating, I hate that word, but titillating pleasure in the discovery of something, some secret, some art, some inspiration, some intuition that you are pulling from the deep waters. All right, it is very hot in my office. I love you guys so much. I hope wherever you are staying cool, taking it easy. That's the message from my guides this month is take it easy. You have all the time in the world. So I pass that on to you. I send that transmission through the microphone into your bodies. Hey man, you can take it easy and you can have all the time in the world to become exactly who you are here to become. Happy August. May it be sexy. May it be sweet. May it be slow. May there be empty space around you for you to expand into, because the world needs more of your good loving. Take care. It's giving everything is sacred. It's giving art. It's giving light you up and turn you on and set you free. It's giving curiosity. It's giving freedom. It's giving love. It's giving you are more magical and powerful than you can comprehend. It's giving, I don't know what's happening, but I am so here for it. It's giving you are pure potential. It's giving mystical.